Ukrainian authorities have accused Russian forces of kidnapping the mayor of Melitopol. Caught on CCTV appears to be Ivan Fedorov, escorted from his office by 10 armed men with a bag over his head, as Ukrainian authorities claim he was taken to an unknown location. Russia's President Vladimir Putin has been accused of war crimes over his invasion of Ukraine, with the intense shelling of civilian areas as his troops close in on the capital, Kyiv. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has compared the abduction to the actions of ISIS terrorists. But the prosecutor's office in the Russian-backed Luhansk People's Republic claims Fedorov is the one carrying out terrorist activities. Crowds of Ukrainians flooded Melitopol's streets in the early morning, chanting "Free the mayor." Russia says it's captured the city after its tanks rolled through it and announced a curfew. But locals have held daily protests ever since, with hundreds gathering in defiance.
EU leaders just moments ago announced they will spend more on military equipment to Ukraine and impose further sanctions on Russia following a two-day summit in Versailles. However, they ruled out a fast-track option for Ukraine to join the bloc, but showed a united front in their condemnation of the conflict. Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said the war is odious and reaffirmed the EU's move to reduce reliance on Russian energy. She also said they would seek to tax windfall profits on energy companies to curb rising fuel costs.
It was the fourth Security Council session held on Ukraine since Russia launched its invasion, but the first one called by Russia itself, Moscow claiming that Ukraine, supported by the US, is developing biological weapons. And the Russian ambassador attempting to preempt the denials he said he was expecting.
I
can foresee what the reaction will be from our Western colleagues, who I'm sure are going to be saying now that all of this information is fake and Russian propaganda. But this is self-delusion.
The UN was direct in its assessment of the allegation.
I am aware of media reports regarding allegations of biological weapons programs. The United Nations is not aware of any biological weapons programs.
The reaction of several members was incredulous.
I will say this once. Ukraine does not have a biological weapons program.
As the Russian-Ukrainian conflict enters week 3, NATO nations are now reviewing their defense preparedness. Canada and Latvia commanders have highlighted the ongoing conflict underscores the importance of NATO deployments and military drills. NATO has been conducting drills at the Adazi military base. Tanks and other armored vehicles of various NATO member states participated in target practice and other exercises. Military airplanes and helicopters practice flybys. Latvia's chief of defense said that they were studying what is happening in Ukraine and are observing tactics that could be used in the event of a potential attack. Meanwhile, NATO commander in Latvia also said troops are now focusing on major task of deterring potential aggression.
Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam said on Friday that the city's COVID-19 vaccination program would focus on its elderly and children, as authorities battled to reduce a massive surge in infections and climbing death rates. Health authorities reported over 29,000 new infections and 196 deaths on Friday. In total, since early 2020, the global financial hub has recorded almost 650,000 COVID-19 infections and about 3,500 deaths, most of them in the past 2 weeks. Hong Kong registered the most deaths per million people globally in the week to March 9th, according to data publication Our World in Data. Most have been unvaccinated senior citizens.
A report of the Nepalese government has accused China of encroaching into Nepal's territory. The report, dated September 2021, was not released by the Nepalese government but leaked. The report was commissioned after there were some details which revealed that China was trespassing in the Hamla district in the far west of Nepal. Nepal and China share a 1,389-kilometer long border which runs along the Himalayan mountain range. The report also accuses China of threatening the Nepal border police. It has been found in the reports that China was building a fence around a border pillar and also attempting to construct a canal and a road on the Nepali side of the border.
North Korea and Pakistan, two belligerent nations that are miles apart, yet oddly similar. They're both terror states, both possess nuclear weapons, and they both can't stand their neighbors. The list of commonalities is endless. Now differences too have emerged, courtesy a police raid in Islamabad. On the 7th of March, the Pakistan police raided the North Korean embassy in Islamabad. Several armed officers entered the embassy building. They harassed North Korean officials and searched the premises at gunpoint. What were these cops looking for? A stash of alcohol. They had apparently received inputs that North Korean officials were hiding a large quantity of liquor in the embassy. Turns out they weren't. The cops had received the wrong tip. The Interior Minister of Pakistan has apologized. He says the entire fiasco was a misunderstanding.